I'm Ron Donaire, CEO of Intuizi, and I have with me today Darwin Liu, Chief Executive Officer for X Agency, a company that supercharges your e-commerce brand, driving ROI and revenue using data-driven decision-making. Darwin, welcome to the Data Deep Dive.
Thanks for having me, Ron. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Super excited.
Pleasure's ours. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're working on this year?
Yeah, so I think if your viewers don't know, we're X Agency. We do digital marketing full service, and we primarily focus on e-commerce brands. With that said, though, for us, at least this year, going to 2023, with all the new disruptive technologies like AI and all these new stuff coming out from Google, such as PMAX and things like that, we're just really trying to, really fix our system and I guess our internal systems and kind of game the online marketing system, whether it's Google, whether it's AI. Really, we're just trying to find more techniques to help our customers and really edge out in front of their competitors.
Nice. Well, that sounds really good. So data is a great storyteller. Can you share us an example of how you've improved a client's ROI with leveraging some of this data?
Yeah. So, I guess broadly speaking, right, this kind of doesn't really apply specific to a client per se, but for the most part, we're able to systematically scale a new client revenues and ROI by anywhere from 30 to 100% using data, right? For example, as a quick example, we ran numbers across multiple clients, kind of realized that channels like Google will almost always spend 80% of their budget on, say, 20% of the products in the PMAX campaign, or 80% of your budget on, 20% of the ad groups in a keyword campaign. So for us, once we found out that data, we kind of ran some tests, and what we found out was if we want to increase revenue while increasing ROAS or ROI, if you want to call it, we were able to take that data, found out that, again, what was working and wasn't. So based off of the data, we were able to see that, again, 80% of the spend goes to 20% of the products. So instead of building up based off of Google recommendations, where, right now it's still build out 3 to 10 PMAX campaigns, keep them small and tight. For us, we actually super segmented the campaigns, and now we have anywhere from 20 to 40 campaigns based off of, say, the product categories or the navigation bar for a website. Mm-hmm. In doing so, we're able to spend across way more products. We're able to keep the spend down. We're able to keep the ROAS up.
Yeah, amazing, man. Yeah, so it sounds like, just further segmenting, looking at the categorization of the client, making sure that it kind of fits with their site navigation, get down to the actual category that the products fit in. Sounds like it kind of funnels the spend into the right spot, so you don't have to spend as much, earn more. And isn't that the golden ticket all the clients are looking for, right?
Yep, exactly. And, for us, we're able to control, our CPCs, right? A lot nowadays, once automated bidding came out, everyone was afraid, thinking that the algorithm is going to take over our jobs, right? But really, it's our job as marketers now is we need to be the levers. So the levers do matter, and the levers do control the algorithms. And if we do it right, we actually can keep CPCs down, increase traffic with the same spend, and increase revenue and ROAS.
Yeah, amazing. So direct-to-consumer marketing can be tricky with its fierce competition for attention. How do you cut through the noise for your clients? How is it that you can kind of stand out with one e-commerce site versus another offering similar things?
Yeah, so maybe let me ask you a question, Ron. Do you use Facebook right now?
I do, yes.
Would you, and I don't know if this has happened to you, but have you maybe recently been served an ad from a company that you've never visited, but it's a product or product category that you're actually in market for?
Yeah, absolutely. I assume that they're listening right now via the various devices on my desk.
Oh yeah, 100%. On top of that, though, with that said, right, for us at X Agency, we don't prescribe to the upper, middle, bottom, funnel type of marketing strategy, right? We're not looking at brand awareness. We're not, spending a lot of money on branding plays. For us, we believe in performance branding. So every dollar counts in terms of branding on top of making revenue, right? So how we kind of cut through the noise is we'll let our competitors, do all the upper, middle funnel stuff. We'll let them educate the consumers. But for us, we're hitting, similar audiences. We're hitting lookalike audience. We're hitting folks who are already at the bottom of the funnel. Mm-hmm. So that's basically how we stand out, right? All of our dollar goes to the least resistance to the path of purchase. And with the same kind of money. We're not wasting on branding. We're letting our competitors do it. So we're showing more to our consumers with that same budget. So the more traffic or the more eyes we have on our consumers or on our clients, the more money we make. So we kind of cut through the noise that way.
Absolutely. Every time that I talk to my wife about needing more dog food, and all of a sudden either my Google Home or my Alexa picks that up, it knows all of a sudden I'm right about to make a purchase. All of a sudden your ad comes in and I'm buying your dog food as opposed to that's not someone else's, right? Like that's I'm
Yeah,
right there at the edge of the funnel. Awesome. Well,
I think everything. I was gonna say, Ron, I think everything we write in any of our, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, in our DMs or anything like that, honestly, or whatever we say, it's being listened to, is being watched. So that's definitely part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? There's a lot of conversation about privacy, and that actually leads me into the next question. Like personally, I actually don't mind as long as it's being used to my benefit, right? Like if you're offering me a better price on the dog food I would have bought anyways. I'm talking about the upcoming storm here in California where I'm located. And you're offering me, rain boots that I never have had to buy before because we've been in a drought for like 7 years or something crazy. I'm all about that. But there's a touchy subject. So paid social is changing, right? So Facebook has had some adjustments in its targeting ability. Tracking is becoming harder with the deprecation of the cookies. These walled gardens are coming up. How do you guide your clients through this ever-changing landscape to make sure that their targeting is still super tight?
Yeah, so a couple of things would be, and I agree with you, by the way, if we're going to get served ads anyways, I'd rather get served an ad that I care about, right? Like either way, you're still going to get served an ad. So why not? So I always accept all the cookies whenever I get asked that. In terms of how we're helping our clients navigate, right? Privacy is clearly like a hot topic last year and even going into this year and for sure in the near future, right? Especially with Chrome and sort of Firefox following suit with Safari, we definitely want to stay on top of it. A couple of things that we always do is we try to stay on top of the best practices. So all of our clients, and they don't all follow it, but what we tell them to do, at least right now, the best practices are getting them set up with conversion API for Facebook, getting server-side tracking set up through GTM, and getting GA4 set up, right? Server side is a big thing for a lot of our clients. They don't do it because of the upfront manpower for the dev side. Yeah. But if you want to kind of picture what server side is, the tracking happens on the back end instead of you being a victim to the browser itself. So server side is a big must moving forward. For sort of our clients, right, we still do the same thing, which is we're still running our marketing campaigns almost the same, but it really is just making sure all the tech pieces are set up on our side.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, Intuizi, here at Intuizi, we actually set up the same way. We have a lot of server-side implementations to future-proof us from all the different changes of all the walled gardens that are happening, whether it be the deprecation of the cookies, switching from IDFA to IDFVs, and anonymity is really, really important to a lot of folks. Making sure that their data isn't being shared. It sounds like you guys subscribe to a very similar, methodology of how to get data back and forth to places. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, earlier you mentioned that there was a fear that the algorithms or AIs would be taking your jobs, about trying to get to all of the different paid marketing campaigns. It's automatically going to be optimized. It's going to be super easy. So I'm interested to hear your opinion on this subject. So it's a bonus question. Chat GPT, good, bad, ugly, thoughts? What's your application in your field?
Honestly, I think any automation is good, right? And the thing is, whenever new things like this come out, everyone gets afraid. Chat GPT and sort of AI is a disruptor, especially for search, for sure. Microsoft is coming out with their own iteration of it. I know Google is working on it, but I can see me having the bot open and me just asking them a question that I would normally search and them coming up with the correct answer. Yeah. So it is going to be here to stay. It is going to be on the forefront for 2023. For us, what we're using it for, what we're testing it for is right now blog posts. We're testing it for ad copywriting. We're using the Chat GPT plugin on our Google Sheets to really automate a lot of the cleanups that we have, right? So like pulling out first names, cleaning and sort of cleaning out our cells and things like that. there's a lot of utilizations for it, and I'm actually pretty excited for everything that's going to come with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've actually started to use Chat GPT for in lieu of searches for simple questions, and it's been pretty good. And like I'm subject matter expert in certain things, and in other things I'm just a novice like everybody else. And I have started to kind of like see what it's good for, what it's not good for. I think like different iterations of ChatGPT are going to hopefully start like quoting sources and things of that nature, so that you kind of understand where it's drawing from, to make sure it's not like drawing from like the depths of Reddit or something like that, where like someone's just espousing craziness. But I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it applies. Yeah, blogs. We've used and leveraged that as well for blogs, where you can you take some information, and then actually you still have to have a human to come in and like make it relevant, right? Like general information isn't useful to anybody other than just very surface level. So if you're getting into any type of technical knowledge, someone has to go in there that has that expertise. This data hasn't been trained on this like depth of knowledge, so it's gonna be super interesting.
Yeah, people are already using it to write their college papers. So
Yeah.
it definitely, the tech is there. And for us, even on our team, some people are worried, and the real thing is it's here to stay. So for us as a company, we just need to pivot and figure out how to work with it versus against it.
Yeah. See, that is an idea. You have to write the AI to text the AI for college papers, and then you're gonna go sell that to college professors to see who's not doing their work, right? That's an e-commerce site in the making.
That is a great idea for sure. Yeah, Ron.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the time today. It's been super informative. If a viewer wanted to get in touch with you, to engage with you, what is the best way of doing so?
Yeah, I'd say, our company website, xagency.com, or if you ever have any questions, feel free to email me at darwin@xagency.com. I don't always answer on time, but usually it'll take me, at the end of the week, I always get an answer to you.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that's a wrap. Join us again next week for another informative session on the Data Deep Dive.
Thank you so much for having me, Ron. It was definitely a fun experience.
Fantastic, Darwin.